Hello and welcome back to Farmopolis. So I have got a little bit of this mod pack under my belt now, and I feel like ready-ish to kind of maybe give some like how to get started. So that's kind of what I'm gonna try to do with this stream, and I might even post a more like summed up video version of this that's shorter later, but let's just start with the first of five things, right? Right? And I'm not so first of five things is like the essence. You're gonna get essence instead of what is it? You're gonna get essence when you farm ore instead of what you're used to. You're not gonna get any you're not gonna get iron ore, you're gonna get iron essence, and iron essence has to be refined a specific way. So it's not too hard to refine that stuff once you know what you're doing, but it can be a little, what the heck am I gotta do here? But whenever you break something like this, you'll get, instead of redstone, I'll get redstone essence. That's for most things. There's a couple exceptions in the mod pack, like the ender, some of the crystals and stuff, but the majority of things you farm are gonna end up giving you essence, and they're gonna need to be refined with these casting materials. And a lot of this does get gone over in these processing, black bricks, simple collectors, simple tanks, simple solidifier, and these molds. But I'm just kind of gonna go over it. So if you get some clay, and you take that clay and you put it in a furnace, you'll get bricks. Take those bricks, put them in a furnace, you'll get black bricks. Right? And then once you have black bricks, you can make those into black bricks. You got black brick and black bricks. These are the two things you're mainly gonna need, along with a piece of glass. You get the simple solidifier, the simple controller, and the simple tank put together. These three pieces are the main components, or the three components of what is the essence refiner. And then refine with these things different essences that you get throughout the game. So I'm going to look up one of the SSs. Let's look up simple, actually. Simple controller, simple solidifier, simple tank. So the tank, kind of the first thing that you're gonna want. It's the fuel source. So there's two main fuel sources that I've really found: lava and liquefied coal. The only way you're really going to be able to liquefy coal is with a essence refiner. So you're going to probably need some lava to get it started, to melt the coal down first. So to get this simple tank made, we're just gonna have to get a chest shape of bricks with the glass in the center. And with that, we have, voila, our simple tank crafted. I'm just gonna set this down right here. Simple tank. Now we're gonna need the simple controller. This is kind of the heart. It's where you're going to put the essence as an input into the refinery. And we're just going to have to dot these like that. And voila, we have a controller. And this goes on top of the tank. Simple tank. And I just so happen to have a couple of buckets of lava on hand. And you can just put the lava straight in there. And if you have at least a bucket of something in here, you can take it out with a bucket the same way. So now we have a simple controller and a simple tank. And now with just this, we can start liquefying some of the essence we have. Shift click that, boom, there it goes. Tells us what fuel we have, what our fuel temp is, how much we have. We have 1,000 millibuckets, which is now all gone away. It's gone down to 850 millibuckets, and we have 675 molten aluminum. Now, to get the molten aluminum acid into usable aluminum bars, we're going to need the solidifier. The simple solidifier, you can look, all this stuff up. The quest is super helpful. This, using the mod to look up other mods. This, like, just enough items mod. Wow, peak. So, we've got black bricks, black bricks, black bricks. Add all that up. Simple solidifier, and same thing. That, and that, and we have a simple solidifier, and we just put this off to the either left or right side of the controller, and then it'll output, now it's all air here, the molten aluminum to the solidifier. Now the solidifier itself can't just turn molten aluminum bars. It needs to know what you want to do with this molten aluminum, and how it does that is what's called task. If you use the @ symbol before searching the name of a mod, it'll give you all the things from that mod, so that can be helpful for finding things. Like, for instance, what I'm searching right now is the ingot mold. Where is it? There it is, an ingot mold. So you can make an ingot mold, and here's how it tells you. With either some type of brick or some type of ingot, and 4 bricks in this case. And most of the molds are essentially a thing with the 4 black bricks. So what we're gonna do is get one, I guess we already have enough. That, and then we have an ingot mold. Now if we put this ingot mold here in the simple solidifier, it'll start solidifying, who would have thought, our molten aluminum into solid aluminum. Boom. And that is how you convert essence into molten aluminum, and then into ingots that you can use for whatever you have your needs before. That's, yeah, so if you're farming, if you go mining, you get a bunch of iron essence, you want iron bars, that's how you get your iron bars. You can do the same thing with the redstone essence, you just need a different mold. So, the dust mold, you can use either ash or redstone dust, but it's the same kind of 4-directional copy with the redstone dust in the center, or the ash in the center. And the iron nugget, you can do nuggets in case you have just a little bit of molten aluminum and not enough for a bar, but you don't want to just break the thing to reset the liquid. Because that is something that you may end up having to do if you don't have enough. Be like here. This doesn't equate out to a full bar, and we have a little bit of molten aluminum, not enough to make a bar. If I break this, it'll reset and be empty again. And I think I can also hold shift and click to dump it, and that'll help reset everything. So from there, we've got cast. One that I need is an actual cast for a solid bar. I could use an iron block, but I'm gonna use a lapis block because it's a little cheaper. and then these block molds. And a lot of this stuff will show you in the quest book. So use your quest book. It's as a pro tip for any kind of modded playthrough of Minecraft. The quest book will give you all kinds of stuff. Then you can click this stuff and it'll tell you how to make. Yeah, and then you can look this stuff up. It's super helpful. But the Essence Refinery, this thing is game changer. You can actually get the resources. You can upgrade this pretty easily by just putting a hopper on it. Boom. And then you can put all the essence in there and it'll auto feed, and that's a little bit automated and it'll automatically convert that, because you can only feed in so much at a time. That way you can kind of extend this, put a chest or a barrel on top of that and expand your storage even more. I'm not sure how this works, but I bet you could put a hopper on that and have the outputs automated as well. So yeah, that's kind of where that's at. Input, essence, output, bars. Who wants? Yeah. I would recommend getting a little bit of keeping, like what I have here is a bulk molten coal bucket. This is just on the side, bonus tip. Lava, it was kind of a bummer for me to find first time. Now I've kind of got a better source of it. I know where it is, but it was a real pain, a real hassle to find lava, so you may not have the same issue. But having a backup source to kind of make sure that your furnaces stay lit is, can probably save you some headache in the long run. And take some of this coal essence, feed it into here. That's getting burned now. Coal essence. I should be able to, once this gets up to a bucket, I can scoop this bucket out and I can put it somewhere else. So the tank is missing fuel. How do I get molten coal from A to B? Because I do have, now I'm kind of learning on the fly. I've used this a little bit, but honestly I've gotten so much stuff from tip 5. Been around for tip 5. Tip 5 is crazy. In this mod pack, tip 5 is everything. You get everything you need from tip 5. Check the description for spoilers if you really want. So that is getting made into bars. Got iron ingots, and now we can scoop the coal out of the simple solidifier. Put it in there. And the molten coal, so you can bucket liquid coal out of the solidifier and then put it in the tank, and then molten coal is a great fuel source for this. Hotter than lava apparently. Yeah, and it's probably easier to come by. I don't know about that, but once you really do find like a good lava source, the coal may not be the best source in the world. Now I'm just filling up my actual furnace. See all that coal. Had more than a stack of that stuff. And 2 buckets worth of molten coal. So, not the most ideal. A silk touch pitch would probably be really, really good in this mod pack. I haven't gotten that far yet. Alright, so. Tip 2. Tip 2. Count them on your fingers, number 2. You can't just make bread the old-fashioned way. You know? Try turning wheat into, If you try to turn wheat into bread, it won't work. Here, I'll show you. So, here, what are we gonna do? We're gonna get some wheat. Like all this hay bales. And we're gonna, you know, Minecraft it up. We're like, oh, we got food, and nope. No bread. So, it's a little complicated. We got some steps we gotta do. First, we have to mill the wheat. A couple of ways we can mill the wheat. We can mill it on what is called a millstone, or you can mill it in a grinder, like one of these. The millstone is the more simple setup. This is probably the most basic version of the millstone. So what we have here is a millstone, a hand crank, and a small cog wheel. So, millstone attached to a cogwheel and a hand crank. Right? You can then take your wheat and you can just drop it. You just straight up drop it in there. Boom, 55 wheat. Then spin this with right click. And it will turn wheat into wheat flour. And then you take this wheat flour and you take it over to something like this. This is the basin with a mixer, a mechanical mixer, and you can do the same thing. Have it run like this. You put same thing. You just drop it in there. You could feed it with a hopper on the side or something similar, but you know, just to drop it in is the simplest way, and then you just have this connected in a very similar way. This is running. Then we have this mix. Until it's done mixing. This is the most simple way to do this. Not even the most simple way. And then we got wheat flour combined with water. Water's a big part of that. So this basin here got water. This whole setup is designed to get water into this basin. So you see it's empty until this pump right here is being powered by these cog wheels. This is from the create mod. This water wheel is getting just a little bit of flowing water, which is powering this stuff to spin. And it's getting, you know, transferred around through these cog wheels until it can make this thing spin. And when this spins, it sucks water out of the river through these pipes and into this basin. That way I don't have to come over here with a bucket and fill this water up manually. You absolutely can fill this water up manually. I just would rather be able to put 5 wheat flour in. And not have to worry about it, and just pump this hand crank all day. As long as it has the water, you can just pump the hand crank again. You don't have to worry about getting the water filled up. Now, I have this version of this, which is kind of like very simply automated. You can automate all this with a couple of water wheels and some ingenuity and some how-to and some shit, you know? So that's what this is right here. You have essentially the same thing. A pump. Here's a pump getting pushed. These water wheels are working together to create, the spinny force, and the spinny force moves these things, which move these things, which, create some of this stuff. Create tutorials are super helpful. Yeah, this is super nerd stuff. But I'm getting a little far ahead of myself. So, make bread. Really just need this millstone, this cogwheel, this hand crank. You can automate it with a water wheel and start getting some of these cogwheels spinning. And look at once you learn the gear shifts a little bit. So, big wheel spin faster, connect to small wheel. Extend from small wheel, big wheel, connect to big wheel, small wheel, and then extend from small wheel, big wheel. You get it. You get it. Anyway, it's taken a lot of kind of practice, but you can also kind of cheat it with like rotation speed controllers, which just take, this is the easy way out. It's awesome. It's great. It's super helpful. But also just kind of learning how the gears work. Super helpful for kind of getting the speeds up. Because that's what this is. See, some of these move faster than others, but they're all starting from these same speed positions. So like, what's going on here? And it's because how the ratios work. Blah blah blah. I'm not that smart. All right, I'm not that smart. I'm not that guy. I got the milk meter. This is my automatic caramel machine. It makes caramel and sweet rolls and caramel apples and bars of caramel and all kinds of stuff by pumping milk and grinding sugar. But yeah, back to bread. Get your wheat, mill it. A millstone. You can automate the millstone with a water wheel and some other fancy stuff, but I don't know. I feel like create automation is a whole other thing. That's another video. So once you have dough, take dough, and you can cook the dough, and you've got bread. You got bread. Now, skip ahead to 4 a little bit. You cook eggs. You got bread. Bread is pretty good. Bread alone is pretty good. 2 and 2.5. You get an egg. Cook some eggs. Okay. 2 eggs. And voila, egg sandwich. That is as good as steak right there. 2 eggs and some bread. It's also a pretty tasty treat. So yeah, that's how you make bread. All right. So, and in the kind of 2 and 3 here, I got caramelized apple. I've got egg sandwich. I've got what do I got? Apple pie over here. Yeah. So what else? Eating noticeable effects, some tomato sauce, a golden apple. Like, there's all kinds of cool food. So, unique foods. That's a really fun part of this mod pack. Is that if you look at my health, I have 5 extra hearts. I have 15 out of 10 hearts. That is because I've eaten a bunch of unique foods. If you see, it says eaten assisted in adding hearts, eaten assisted in adding hearts. If you eat enough unique foods, you'll eventually get an extra heart, up to 5, I believe. You know, correct me if I'm wrong. But you'll get, you know, 5 glorious extra hearts if you eat enough unique foods. And you can see I still haven't eaten a lot, but I've eaten a good amount of foods. You know, steak and eggs and chicken, the chicken and pork and yeah, chicken cuts and all this delicious, wonderful, tasty snack. So, you know, the egg sandwich, a slice of pie, golden apple, all these things kind of like add up after time. It's like a big part of the mod pack. It's kind of like getting into it and making different unique foods. So, you know, maybe look up apple and right click it. See all the things that you can make with an apple. See if there's anything here that's maybe something that's a little new, like this sweet berry, pumpkin slice, melon slice pie that I still haven't even tried. Torch berries, blueberries, sweet berries. I don't know if I have the berries for this. But a pumpkin slice, like I might even just try a pumpkin slice. Yeah, so if I take this pumpkin, I can put it on a cutting board, take the knife, right click it, and boom, we've got pumpkin slice. Now it's gone from not eaten to eaten. Yeah, you do that enough times and you'll have 5 extra home max hearts. That's pretty sweet. That's a really good thing to have. On top of that, after, you know, the unique foods, you gotta have a prison chicken. How you have fresh eggs. Alright? If you don't have a prison chicken, you won't have fresh eggs, and that's just... You want fresh eggs, trust me. I don't write the rules, I just keep the chicken prisoner. Alright? So... In review. Pop quiz. First, you want to get your essence refinery up and running so that way you can convert your essences into resources that you can actually use. That's gonna be super helpful. That's gonna make your life easier. Yeah. Number 2, making bread. You're gonna have to not just, you know, craft the wheat into bread, but you're gonna have to mill the wheat by hand or either automated with water or windmills into wheat flour, and then mix that wheat flour with water in a basin with a mechanical mixer, either by hand or powered with a windmill or other water wheel or boiler or however you get the power and that you get around, so be it. More power to you. But yeah, you're gonna need dough. And then that dough you can then cook into bread and do all kinds of cool things with it. Bread can be used to make super cool sandwiches, burgers, bacon sandwiches, a bunch of sandwiches I have not eaten. There's a bunch of things that I haven't even made with bread. Yeah, you can make your baker's license. I feel like I don't know what the mod pack creators doing with the baker's license or stuff, but this feels a little underdeveloped right now. It feels like he might be going somewhere with these licenses, and that could be really interesting to see. Maybe I just haven't gotten that far. Here we got foods. We got the sweet roll, which you can get by getting milk and other stuff, which I will actually do. Where is the sweet roll? Okay, so this building over here was essentially my factory, and this is what it's been produced. Basically creating forest. And it's got these 2 large water wheels, which create, you know, 512 units of power, whatever you call it. And then that can get distributed amongst these things, however they say. And, you know, 100 at this speed, 120 at this speed, 128 at the speed, 256 at the speed. So depending on how fast they spin, will, you know, equal how much power they're. And yeah, it's not too crazy, nothing too spicy. It could speed this up or slow this down by like changing the gear ratios, but you know, or putting in a rotational speed controller somewhere. But I don't need to do any of it. This is my mill down here. Stone. This is a hopper to feed it. So I'll put wheat into it. Wheat is fed into that, which is then ground into wheat flour, which can then be dropped in here. Wheat flour. And the wheat flour gets mixed with the water, and this pumps a little bit faster than that one I have across the pond. And the wheat flour automatically, all this has an assembly line down here, and it all connects together. So all these outputs get outputted directly onto the assembly line, and then get collected down here. So then the wheat flour gets turned into dough. Dough I can then cook up here in this smoker if I really so choose into bread. Spooky. And then the bread I can take over here if I want to. I have the milk meter for milking the cow. This will put milk dispensed onto the bread. That's a little crazy. That's just some of the stuff you can do with automation. That's a little, not a lot. But yeah. Peak. Mwah. This is a very simple version of just kind of automating the water. You could pretty easily connect this with probably 2 more of these, and voila. Now you don't even have to touch it. Speed requirement. It appears this is not rotating with enough speed. So that's kind of a problem we have. We need it to rotate faster. If you find a wrench from create, keep it. Hold shift, right click stuff from the create mod, it'll put it straight in your inventory. It's so good. And that's, you know, the review. Okay, so what do we review? Third, second was making bread. We're still looking at, we're in review making bread. Oh, wow. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm all over the place. Making bread. Make bread. Grind wheat. You know, mix it with water. Get dough, cook dough, you got bread. 10 out of 10. You can do all kinds of cool things with bread. You know, automate, do create stuff, look up create tutorial. 10 out of 10. Really good. Bread. Make bread. How to unique foods. Yeah, that's bread. You know, you can do all kinds of, you know, make an egg sandwich with some bread. Make a tomato soup. Make a kitchen, you know? I made like this cool kitchen. I got kegs and wine cellars and a whole cooking pot, and I got a magma block to heat my cooking pot, and got a cutting board. And I didn't even make a single thing here. I don't think I made a single thing here. You know, unique foods. You know, keep your prison chicken, and on top of, you know, before any of this stuff, honestly, number 5 may be number 1. You know, number 5 may be number 1. Explore. Go out. There's a pirate ship over here. Look at that. Look at that. There's a pirate ship over here. Explore. Go out. There's so many things. Look at that. This place, that place. This place, that place, that place. They all have like boxes to loot. They all have like super useful create generations. And if you look at my create box, It is full to the brim with shafts and gears and drills and saws and casings and glue and rotational speed controllers. And I didn't have to make any of it. I just went out into the world and I had to maybe dodge some NPCs and fight a couple of mobs, but you know, make some good armor, go out there, get a wrench and shift click some of this stuff and take it home and then build some awesome, useful, helpful contraptions that make it so you can make bread and do all this stuff. And yeah, explore, explore, explore. You know, go out into the world. I was looking for chocolate. I didn't find chocolate. And if you're gonna explore, I would really recommend making a backpack. They're so helpful. I have a gold backpack on my hotbar, and then I have another diamond backpack on my back, and I can keep both of them filled up separately and on me at the same time. So I have like 3 inventories. It's so helpful, especially if I go on a long trip, and also just because maybe I'm a little bad at inventory management. But yeah, keep some backpacks, explore, try lots of random foods. Alright, so essence, refiner, you need the essence refiner. The essence refiner. Bread, make your bread, crush it up, crush your wheat up, mix it with a mixer with some water, make dough. Cook that dough, get bread, make all kinds of unique foods. Make as many unique foods as you possibly can to get unique boost to your max health. Be great, and you'll be stronger, and you'll thank me later. And keep your prison chicken for fresh eggs. Prison chicken. And explore. Don't be afraid to die. Don't be afraid to die. That's another cool thing about the mod pack. You don't really have to be afraid to die, because when you die, you get this thing called a death stone, and it will teleport you to where you died. I have this one because I died at my house, and I'm just keeping it in this backpack for if I'm far away from home. And you know, call me cheap, call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. But this is it's awesome. So yeah, go out, don't be afraid to die, explore. You can almost teleport right back to your stuff. There's a graveyard. You can right click. Look at that. Crops, and it'll replant them for you. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Vanilla, I don't think is worth my time. It might be, but at its current state, I feel like I'm kind of just wasting time farming it. So maybe don't grow vanilla. Yeah, and a little bit longer, but wrap it up. Essence refiner, make bread, get unique foods, keep your prison chicken, and explore and don't be afraid to die, because you can teleport to where you died. That's it. You know, I could have summed it up a little bit faster than maybe 40 minutes. But yeah, we did it. You know, we did it. It's been great. Thanks everybody for coming along. Yeah. Examples. Explore. Come by for more streams in the future, and come say hi. You know, maybe give me a little task to do. Challenge me to do something in Minecraft, or leave a comment. Say hi. What's your favorite mod pack right now? This mod pack feels like it's a little underdeveloped. Not to be mean to it. I'm really enjoying it. I have a bunch of I'm picking apples from my apple trees right now, man. I'm having a great time. I like to create mod a lot, so here's my house. You know? So yeah, what are some of your favorite mod packs? All that fun stuff. What are you really enjoying? Yeah, let's top 5. So yeah. House. Apple tree. Apples can get turned into caramelized apples. Peak food. If you can really automate caramel production, it is very much worth it. And yeah, like and subscribe, because I'll definitely play in more of this world, and you know, maybe even some more mod packs in the future so I can kind of figure out. Because honestly, the most fun is kind of just getting set up, and then once I kind of burn the dopamine off, it's a little like, now what? What am I gonna do? Beat the Ender Dragon? Like, come on. I got a factory. That's what up? All right. But yeah. Get your essence refinery set up. Get bread production. Um, get your unique foods. Keep your prison chicken. Um, and explore. Probably number 5 is number 1. Explore first, so that way you can, pirate everybody and collect a bunch of useful create things. Get backpacks. If you see a mob with a backpack, kill it because you'll get his backpack, and they usually have cool stuff in their backpacks. You can upgrade. You can look at all the cool backpacks by looking up things to craft with that backpack, like this backpack. And there's cool mods for the backpack. I think I have a jukebox upgrade for my yeah. Plays Mr. Compost apparently from Twilight Forest. It's a peak edition. Yeah, keep some armor, hand cranks, bar of caramel. Not as good as my caramelized apples. Diamonds, yeah, way better. I found way more iron exploring than I have gotten from mining. Gotten way more coal. Um, Charcoal is kind of like a better resource. So you can make this industrialized like blast furnace with the create mod with that fan. So there's once you do kind of get some of these things going, and once you have explored a little bit, the the essence refinery is kind of something that maybe won't get touched as much as you would think it is. But it is something that I set up for because it was weird when I that was something that kind of jarred me when I first opened the mod pack is that I didn't have gonna just go from stone to iron. I had to go from stone to clay, make this brick thing, to then get iron. And I could have, explored a little bit and went and found iron, and that probably would have been that to do it that way. So yeah, look around. That's the Minecraft thing. Go find the perfect place to build your house, and maybe you'll get some backpacks and some cool stuff while you're there. Yeah, I'm not gonna make this stream too long because I look you want it to be really fun to watch later. So, peace out. Be safe, drink water, and